So today we are looking at the power of the smart money indicator, the power of the smart money indicator and the Fibonacci. But before I start, I usually I do not get time to speak about these issues online because I've met so many people who say, I'm not combine these indicators that I want in our community or in our community, and you have any personal issue. Yes, I'm getting the network is now better. If you are trying to rain, but I hope Shay, poor connection. Still, I'm not loud and clear still up to now. What about there? Is it better? I think it's just the network that gets on and off. I may not have control about that. Now, okay. So let me run very fast before it gets more rainy. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have personal issues, I need to paint this very clear. If you have personal issues, either you are sick, either you have a child who's sick, either you have a health problem, me, I do not have money to give. I do not have money to give. I've found people who inbox to me. I have so many inboxes where people are crying, they need help, and they really feel I should help, which is okay. And you are very right, 100%. I am supposed to help you. But, ladies and gentlemen, the reason why we are here is only for business. Give me one if my message is home. Is only for business. What connects me and you is only business. It is not help. It is not support. Whether you have your personal problems, whether your children are sick, whether you get a personal issue, I'm not here to help. I'm not an NGO. I'm here to work hard, give you knowledge. Sometimes it I teach. That is what connects us. But we have a welfare community. If you have issues, recently there was a guy in Ghana who was burnt by fire. People did not give so much because you people say you don't want to help Give me a network is very bad. But the network is very bad. It is a little bit raining. Let me finish that, then I go to my topic. Please, if you have personal issues, go to the welfare community. Also, people who are in the welfare community, make sure you are voting that you need to help people who are sick. If you vote a no, that you don't want to help people who are sick, then me, I have no control. Me, I believe in systems. I don't believe in personalizing anything. So if you have personal issues, go to the welfare community. I hope my message is home. Not to me. Not to me. Those who have been part of the welfare community, I help from there. I don't help on a personal basis. So when they vote and they say, please, we want to help, then I also participate. If they vote a no, even me, I don't participate. Is my message. What connects us is business. If you need help, to the welfare community. And you must be helping. You don't go there, you want help, yet for you have not been helping others who have issues. Issues are concerned that are found in that community. If the secretary to that community is here, share the link. Don't join if you are not willing to. I'll spend some time on that group today after this meeting. Let's go to our topic for now. If the secretary to that community is here, please share the link. Don't join if you can't give. You expected to give a minimum of $10. You must be able to afford a minimum of $10 per month. If you can't, at least once, when there is a challenge, once in a month, you must be able to give $10. If you can't give, you are removed from the group. If you can't afford $10 a month, don't join. You don't give it, but you are able at least to provide one person $10 in a month. If you can't, don't join. That may I afford 5. If you can't afford 10, don't join. Minimum is $10. You give it to the person who has the challenge. You don't give it to anybody. And all details are in the group. They are none of my concern. So, if the secretary is here, let him share the link. If there is any member of that community and is here, please share the link. But people looking for me and you say you need money from me, I have no connection with you. Don't join if you can't give. Stay where you are. We shall never look for you. I hope my message is home. If you can't afford, don't join. Don't look for me if you have issues. I'll drop the link again. Don't look for me if you have issues. If you don't give, don't expect that they will give you when you have issues. Who is given details the secretary will provide. That topic cancelled. Don't look for me in my personal chat that I need to do anything when you have a personal issue. I follow what happens in the community. I have had people in the past who add me to their wedding ceremonies. Me, I don't participate. If what join us is business, then the welfare community will take care of that, not me. Thank you. I hope my message we are looking at the Fibonacci retracement indicator and the smart money. But we are going to first finish with the smart money and then we go into the Fibonacci. Are we ready? Drop a 1 in the chat if you are ready. If you are ready, drop a 1 in the chat. If you are ready, drop a 1 in the chat. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so let's go. All right. Now, yesterday and throughout our classes, we have been able to look at the smart money indicator. Although smart money indicators are many, we have several smart money indicators that we can be able to use when it comes to TA or technical analysis. But recently, we have looked at 2 of them. Okay? We have looked, at 1 of them. The other one, it was in the middle of the session and I was not able to dig deep. But yesterday, we basically looked at the smart money indicator. And we said that the smart money indicator is able to show us one of the most important aspects of that indicator, which is the order blocks. So it's able to show us order blocks. And these order blocks help us to know and to be able to understand areas in the market where buyers are expected to come in or areas in the market where sellers are expected to come in. Okay? For example, okay. All right. So I hope you can be able to see my chart. Is my screen visible? All right. So yesterday we smart money chart, and we said that network, network, network. How many times have I called you? So yesterday, I hope I'm clear. We talked about this. We talked about the blue order blocks that represent buyers coming into the market, and we also talked about the red order blocks that represent sellers coming into the market. And when we basically looked at that, we said that the blue order blocks represent buying points in the market. And the red order blocks represent points at which sellers are expected to come in the market. But to use this indicator very well, it is very important. And we also said that we talked about the fair value gaps. And we said that when a fair value gap appears, like if you look at this chart, ladies and gentlemen, at around this point, you see that, sorry, when you take this chart, when you look at this point here, You see that when the market came down to the fair value gap, then we find that the market was able to rise. This we discussed yesterday. But for us to be able to use this indicator very well, we talked yesterday and said that making a perfect entry in the market is very, very important. And sorry, guys. So let me go to the setup. When you tap on the indicator, if you don't want this chart to appear in all your details, you can even use the present data. This is present data. If you don't want present data, then it will give you a view of that. So already here there is a minus sign which help you if you to zoom out and zoom in to a bit of the market. Now, to use this indicator very well, remember this when you were discussing, especially FIB, important you need to look for. There are two important you look for on the Fibonacci. Number one, we will look for lowest point and the highest point. If you are, for example, here, you will take the lowest point and the highest point. Network is not good. Am I back? Am I back? Good. So let's go again. Okay. Now, when we are trading, when we are trading, we can look at the lowest point in the chart, the lowest point and the highest point. But now I want to focus my trading in this area. So meaning that I will bring my fib retracement from this lowest point to this highest point. And what am I looking for? I'm looking for areas where the market could reverse. Remember, in that discussion, we said that the market could reverse either area, network, the 38.2 area, the 38.2 area, or the 50% area, or the 61.8. And so when I bring my fib the manual fib. Let me bring it. So I'll tap here on tools. Oh, these are projections. And I'll bring the fib retracement. Just a minute. So I will come back here, pick the fib retracement, press it at the lowest point, then extend it to the highest point. Then extend it to the highest point. Meaning that if I'm going to trade, I'm going to put my focus from the lowest point, to the highest point. You see? Now, when I bring the stochastic RSI, and I also bring in the smart money indicator, now things become very easy for me. Number one, I'm now combining three tools at once. Number one, I know this moved very low here from the this had a retracement, broke this a premium or the where it expected to sell, came back to equilibrium, which was a very good retracement, went high to where it is expected to sell, came back to another retracement at this area, and it retraced at 61.8%. And when it retraced at 61.8%, this is called the golden area. When we come to the fib, the golden area. So from here, it's a very good entry after this retracement that I expect this coin to rise back to this area. And with the stochastic RSI in my mind, it shows you that this coin is just starting to rise. How many of you see the power of combining indicators? Let me first hide so that you can see. So, if you attended the fib retracement training, you know very well that when the market retraces, we expect it to retrace either at the 50% area, or at the 38.2 area, or at the 61.8% area. And after this retracement at this point, we expect this coin to rise back to zero. Am I speaking to somebody? If you attended that training, and now it is making sense, give me one in the chat. If you attended that training and now it is making sense, give me one in the chat. So, the use of the Fibonacci is very important when you are doing your TA. You can use or you can use the auto quarrel. For example, which is this one. Press outside it to lock it. It will give you what is happening in the market. For example, in this sense of manner, the market moved from this point to this point. Then it has made a retracement to this point. So we expect it to rise above higher. If I told this market is on an uptrend, it is the same thing that happened here. Let me see if people will be able to understand me. It is the same thing that happened here, ladies and gentlemen. Let me show you again, because some of you, you don't want to use history. But look here, just to give you a sense of understanding. You see, the market moved from this point to this, an upward movement. After this retracement, it's going to go higher than this highest point. Does that make sense? But as a trader, I may not go for the highest point. Network, there is a little bit more challenging. So me, I will not go to the highest point. Even if I was going to draw lines for trading, if I was just going to do price action without indicators, ladies and gentlemen, I would bring my horizontal line. This is the current price. The support is here. Then I bring my horizontal line. The resistance, the first resistance that I would take would be from the current price. The resistance is here. If I want to set up my margin calls, if I want to set up my margin calls without indicators, I'm just doing price action. I'm just doing price action. I'll drag this a little bit down. I'm a person who uses, I'm not a person who uses wicks. I use border closes, meaning that if I change the style to a line, I will draw my line at the support. Sorry, at the resistance, which is that, the inverted V area. So if I want to draw more areas of support and resistance, ladies and gentlemen, I want to draw, then I will draw one here. Then I will draw another one here. I'm using the line. Then I will draw one here. Then I will draw another one here. If I want to create more, but they are almost close to one another, then I will draw another one here. Then I may go back in the past if I want to go higher to there. So these are lines of support, of resistance above. What about support? I come, I draw one here. I come, I draw another one here. Wherever there is a normal V and an inverted V, I will draw their line. This will help me create areas of margin calls. This will help me create areas of entry and exit in this particular trade that I'm trading. Are you able to follow through with this class, ladies and gentlemen? So maybe I could draw as many. So these lines act as areas of support. So let me remove off the lock. Now, these lines act as areas of support and resistance. Is this hard? So the more lines you draw, the more clear picture you get. The more lines you draw, the more the picture gets clear in your eyes. For example, if I want to take this as a trade, so the more V's you see, because I see someone saying, I see more lines. Why is he not drawing? My friend, we are together, but every trader can see differently. I don't know if also that makes sense. We are together, but every trader is seeing differently. You might be seeing this one here, yet me, I saw this one here. Does that make sense to someone? So stop complaining. Why is he not drawing where I see? We are two different traders, but each trader is seeing differently. We cannot see the same information. Does that make sense to someone? Hey, 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 hey. Hey, am I back? So when you are drawing your lines, it remains a personal issue. We cannot see the same thing. I'm off. Guys, back or I'm off. It is drizzling. And rain affects network. Am I on? Am I off? Yes, now I'm back. I don't control the network. The network is stubborn. We are on. Yes. Okay, let me continue. But what I'm trying to bring your concern, the more lines you draw, the clear picture you get. Now, when I turn it back to candles, do you see? Do you see how sweet my lines are? Let me see in the chart. How many of you are able to see how sweet my lines are? How many of you can now see? You can now get a clear impression about support and resistance all through my chart. And it is simple to draw these lines. When you turn this back to a line, wherever there is a normal V, what do I mean by a V? Wherever there is, the network is really very stubborn to, because now I'm tired. Today is not good, but they will just deceive me the same things they usually tell me. But it is here, guys. Wherever there is a V, you draw the line. This is too dark. Let me make it white. Wherever there is a V, you draw the line. Wherever there is an inverted V, you draw the line. This is how simple you draw support and resistance. And you see, when the market touches my support, then I can plan to make an exit at my resistance. Can you see that, guys? Can you see that? Can you see that? As simple as that. Now, for me to make a better decision, I add in more indicators to help me make a better decision. I add in more indicators. For example, I bring the fib. So the smart money. Now, the smart money is trying to show me that Julius, where we expect sellers to sell is at this point. Meaning that, although I wanted to take profit at this highest point, when I'm planning to take the maximum profit, I will not exceed this block here. Then I bring back the stochastic RSI. It is trying to tell me, Julius, before you continue with your analysis, the stochastic RSI is in the oversold area. Then I say, okay. Then I return it back to candles. Then I can see. Now, these lines are many. My chart looks awkward. But since I'm here to make money, let me first. So I can still bring my auto Fibonacci from this lowest point to this highest point to see if there is a retracement area. Then I bring my fib term. I press it at the lowest point here. I stretch it to the highest point, which is there. Where is the highest point? Now, the highest point is there. Then I press outside to lock it so that it doesn't move. Now you can see from here to here, the market rose 100%. Then it has retraced at the 61.8% area. I can show you here, 61.8% area. So what do I expect? A retracement to the upside. If this is not so clear to me, so now I will, because the chart is getting a little bit dirty. So I can see now. So meaning that, ladies and gentlemen, I can still say I'm entering here at 350 and taking profit either at this line here or I take profit at the 38.2% line. which is also drawn at the area of support. If I'm worried whether this coin will continue going down, I bring the Heikin-Ashi candles. You remember, how many of you remember me discussing Heikin-Ashi candles? How many of you remember me discussing Heikin-Ashi candles? How many of you remember me discussing Heikin-Ashi candles? I want to just repeat a little bit. All these things you are doing, you are making a better informed decision before you take action. So the Heikin-Ashi candles, they are trying to form dojis. And what do doji-like candles represent? What did I say? That the doji-like candles represent network. Work is today very bad. What did I say? If a market is going down, red candles have been forming, then you see repeated Heikin-Ashi candles. Now look this one, typing indecision. Why do you want to type wrong answers? You see, when someone crams that dojis represent market reversal, it is very hard to satisfy him. Guys, me when I'm teaching, I don't want you to cram. I want you to understand. How many of you have discovered that since you have been attending? My role is not cram work. Don't cram anything in these classes. Now I want you to understand don't cram that doji you understand, yes, the doji is an indecision in the market. But when you press in, the market is going continuous, for example, for the exercise. For example, look here. Let me repeat something. This market was going up, forming green candles that are flat at the bottom with the wick at the top. Flat at the bottom with the wick at the top. Then it formed Heikin-Ashi candles that have wicks at the top and wicks at the bottom. What happened? This was telling you, my brother, if you are still in this trade, it is going to change direction. Then the market went down. As this market was going down, then you see these candles forming with the dojis. They are trying to inform you, my sister. If this market was going down, it's now going to change direction to move up. Does that make sense? So, are you sensing? Are you sensing? Are you sensing? Are you seeable? Are you seeing it? Seeing it? Are you seeing it? Huh? You have seen it. You have seen it. Yes, seeing it. Yeah, good. Now someone is saying, his English is very bad. His English is very bad. Why doesn't he speak proper English? So you are the founder of English. You are the founder of English. The good thing, just understand, leave the Englishman to be. Leave the Englishman to be. So don't go so much. You want me to speak in present participle tense? Present, small present participle tense. Now, how does the present participle tense bring money? It's not speaking in the present participle. He's speaking, according to how I heard how he's speaking in present continuous tense. Are you the founder? Then someone yesterday, when I was presenting, at the end of the class, he said, for the first time you are serious. I was about to tell him, come in the training. When I'm training, I'm not serious. When I'm training, I'm not serious. But is my message home? But is my message home? Let me know. I have drawn so many lines. You may not find me when I'm analyzing the market, draw these lines as I've drawn them here. But you see, when you are starting your analysis, these lines are very key. For example, look here, guys. If you are new to tell lines, you see, you will enter from here. You plan, okay, maximum. You take profit to here. Then it is very important for you. You set your margin call from your current price here. Your first margin call will be at your first red line there, 0.6. And make sure this 0.6 you have set is double up times 2 or times 4. It should be doubling the purchase. Then that will be your first margin call. So you will first set 2 margin calls. You not set many, maximum 3 up to this point. And that's how you trade. Today is Friday. And at 10 a.m., I'm bringing you. I know how many people have issues with floating loss because that is going to be the topic. Not by the not floating loss, but setting up according to your capital. I've had many people come to me. I'm going to deal with that. Today could be a question and answer, but I'm going to give you my understanding. When it comes to how do I make more? Because now, look here. When you come and spend time on technical analysis here, you should not trade the same way someone is not analyzing the market. Statement. When you attend the technical class, you should not trade the same way. For example, I've seen someone give a signal on one of the groups. Let me see. Let me open the coin. But the next thing today, nobody who's in charge. Now, I've seen this coin being dropped somewhere as a signal. These are Hakinashi candles. Number one, I'll put in my smart money. How many of you see something? What do you see? You see this coin moved from discount. If you attended that class, you see this is discount plus an entry order block. So let's return it back to candles. Now, although the trade looks good, in the 4-hour time frame, the trade looks deadly. Are you able to see? Are you able to see? So the perfect time was here. said one network. Network. Am I back? Okay. So you can always frames to make a better what? A better decision. So the best time was around here. I don't know. Around there. And this was a 27%. But now the stochastic RSI is already in the oversold area. And here you can see the coin has reached at an area of premium. So the best opportunity was here. Now the opportunity is there, but the risks are now very high. But I hope those who have attended this, you now connect. So when you combine the fib, either the manual one or, so I'll remove the stochastic RSI and I bring in the Fibonacci indicator. Okay. So I'll press in the auto fib. So it remains the same principle. The auto Fibonacci, if you don't know how to use the manual one, then you can always use the auto Fibonacci. And it will help give you areas where you can make entries. So if in 1 hour it's saying you the coin is at premium, meaning that the coin moved from discount, broke equilibrium, and it went up to premium, meaning this coin has been overbought. Meaning that this coin overbought. Okay? I hope the message is home. My network is killing me. So combining the smart money indicator with the auto Fibonacci, nothing is working now. Now I'm back. My fib, I will change this to right. Then I will change from values to percent, which Coach Mopiwa handled. So if I only need the basics of reversal, then I will remove this one, 23% line. I'll remove 78%, just, which is 61.8, 100, 0, and 0.5. Then I save as default. Where is the indicator now? Ah, guys, network is. Let me try again. Okay, just a minute. So it's back here. So let me set it up. This is the auto fib. Hey, I picked the extension. Okay. So I want to set it up. Mm. From values to right, this to left. I untick lines that I don't want to see in my chart. So this is in 4 hours. So when a coin has a very good momentum, for example, when you go to a lower time frame, it could give you some maybe entries or exits. But now, this coin cannot give you using the auto Fibonacci. It is now moving up. So I think tomorrow I'll teach the Fib extension, because now the Fib extension will give you a different perception. Tomorrow I will bring the Fib extension. Mhm. So tomorrow I'll teach the Fib extension. Maybe you are a person who wants to trade a coin and you want to bring in the Fib. I'll bring the Fib extension. But I started from a very bad area. Mhm. It has retracements, but they are very small. So maybe, mm, so maybe my focus is here. Not good enough. The pump is not one that is dependable. The pump is not dependable. We need to wait for this. These three candles, we need The network is not networking. It is pushing us on and off. But question, have you been able to pick something from today's training? Have you been able to pick something? Especially when you are using the smart money indicator to find areas of retracement at the 61.8 area or 50 or 38.2. When you combine these two indicators, when you are doing your TA, they will help you not to overtrade. They also help you not to undertrade. Okay? They will help you not to overtrade, and also they will help you not to undertrade. So one of the best combinations that you can have is the smart money indicator and the Fibonacci. Especially if you learn the art of drawing the Fibonacci yourself manually, okay? So if you can manually draw, because drawing the Fibonacci when the coin is on an uptrend, you are drawing it from a lowest point to a highest point. When a coin is on a downward trend, you are picking from the highest point to the lowest point. So we catch up tomorrow on Saturday at 7:30. We catch up tomorrow at 7:30. See you tomorrow. 7:30, ladies and gentlemen. I know tomorrow is a Saturday. See you at 7:30 tomorrow on a Saturday. See you at 7:30 tomorrow on a Saturday. Okay? See you tomorrow at 7:30. See you at 10 a.m. Let's talk about setups, all right? Let's talk about setups. There's a lot of confusion happening in our community when it comes to setting up your robot. But today, I will just dig deep into creating understanding and take away confusion. I want to make it clear there is no perfect settings that anybody can provide. Okay? But if you understand, you can find a very easy approach to providing any settings according to your capital and according to your goals. So I'll talk about goal setting when it comes to trading. Like I've said it here, if you are analyzing the market, you should not trade like someone who has not analyzed the market. I don't know if that makes sense. Even when I'm teaching someone who doesn't know how to analyze the market, I don't teach him the same way like someone who knows how to analyze the market. So if you are spending your time on the charts, you should not trade the same way like someone who's not spending time on the charts. Does that make sense? I should not see someone who's spending time on the charts putting 50 margin calls, 60. Why? Because every drop can be anticipated by you. I don't know if what I'm saying makes sense. Because someone asked me the other day, why are you trading with one margin call? My friend, when I spend time on the chart and I see a drop, one margin call, it's enough for me. I should not put 60 because I'm spending time on the chart. Does that make sense to someone? Give me a one if it does. So you measure your take profit, you also measure your margin call drops. And then you provide a specific settings because you have spent time on the chart. We meet at 10 a.m. See you there. Bye, everybody. The learning is in the doing. The learning is in the doing. I want to repeat that. The learning is in the doing. The learning is in the doing. If you don't do, it's like pouring water on a stone. The learning is in the doing. If you don't, so I want to ask on, go take action. I don't want to say much. I don't want to say much, but allow me wish you a good day.